Today we want to learn how to add navigation bar to our web page, and to do that I want to start my editor. And like I mentioned earlier, my editor is Visual Studio Code. So you want to open it, and then we continue from where we left last time. That was about the HTML page header. Now you see my files are here, but let's just go through again by opening these files. I changed the folder and other things, so we are on the folder of Academy. I changed the name of the folder, and also I was able to change some of the images. Let me open the styling document, that is CSS. So in this document, last time we had this file here was called favicon.ico. I've been able to change. Let us see if we open this XAMPP so that we can read from the file that we saw, and you see the changes I've made. You can leave your document the way it is. You don't have to, your web page the way it is, you don't have to change it. But I was able to make some changes in my HTML file. So just wait as this one loads, and let us see how we can deal with this issue of adding a navigation bar to our HTML page. It's very important that HTML pages have what we call a navigation bar, because it helps the page visitors to be able to get the links they want to different sections of your page without having to go through in a very hard way. So this is my XAMPP. I'm using XAMPP as a local server. It's not very necessary that you have it at this stage, because still we are not running PHP documents, or we are also not using the database, but I've just liked using it. So I will go to Academy. That is where we have kept our new documents or our new files, and it's here. So you see my logo here has changed. I changed that today, so it's not a big deal. You can leave yours the way it is. Now we want to add a navigation bar below this particular page header, and after doing so, we also want to be able to add probably a drop down menu if we need it. So without waste time, I want to go to my editor, and below, this is the div that we had last time. This div floater, right, and this div, this is a div for the header. So below this, we want to open a new div container. This div container, we are going to call it navbar class. Sorry, let us have div class, because navbar, that is the name of that particular container, with navbar from the shortcut of navigation bar. Now in my navbar here, I want to add some links, because a navigation bar has links, and I want to add link. And normally the first link we add is the link for home page, and home page usually is index.html. And once I add that, I want to close it. When I close it, in this tag, I want to add home. That is my home page. Then I want to go to the second link, and the second link I will say is called href. Let us say my second home page is called About Page. It tells you more about the page you are visiting. So if I have this one, I will have that. Let me call it About. So that is About Page. We can this About Page we have not added the link, we just added the link About. We can say this one is also called About .html. About.html. Let us put that there. Then we can go to more links. Let's say this is a href. You want to say, let us call this one, assuming you're dealing with a school, let us say you have a primary .html. Maybe that is the link for primary section. This is a comma, should be a dot. Sorry for that, this one should be a dot. So here we'll have primary. Let me add another link. If we have secondary section, we can say this secondary section is called secondary. Did I write secondary very well? Secondary.html. That will be the name of that file, of that page. Then we come to, let's call it secondary. You also realize that many files have maybe the student section. So you can talk about the student section. So href students.html. Let me close it and let me call it students. Then let us have another navigation bar. Let us call it gallery. We know gallery, many websites or schools have the gallery section, which carries some of the pictures that the students or the school administration have taken over the years. So this is gallery.html. Let me add that quotation mark. Then let me add this one. So we have gallery here. Then lastly, let us have the contact page. So we can have another, this one here is let's say H reference, then we say contact, this capital letter should be small, contact.html, and I close that. When I close it, I call it contact us. So we have created links here, and these links so far they are not styled. So if I go to my page here and I try to refresh here, what I will have is a list of links here, but you know they are not appearing very well. They are underlined, meaning you have not styled them. So we want to go now to be able to add more information so that our link can be able to have more beautiful outlook like what we have here. So this is what we have included in that div, the div of navbar. So after we have done this, let us go to our styling document, and I've already written here page navigation bar starts here. So let us just go below there and see the page navigation bar, what happens to it. So let us have, we know that we have the nav bar that we have opened the other side. That is the div that we want to deal with. Let us see inside the div. First of all, let us talk about overflow. Do we allow our document to overflow, especially if we have put out something that is bigger than the div or the size of the div? So we are going to say that in case the div overflows to another section of our page, the overflow should be hidden, but the remaining part should be visible the way we want it to be. Then we go to background color. So background color should be, let's make the background color to be hash. Let us have it as 02, a blue color, 023, 023 B57, B57. Now this color, I like it. I want to choose blue colors, but at least I want to ensure that the page header here, this blue and the other blue I'm going to have must be having some kind of slight difference to be able to indicate the difference there. Then let's have font family. Now font family, we have to keep the other font, so we'll select table check there the way we selected for page header. It's not good to have different font families in one web page. Then let's go to text decoration. Do we want text decoration? I will say none. So let us have that. With this small change we have done in the div carrying this one, let us see what we are having here. Let us clear memory so that the browsing data do not keep the CSS styles that we kept before. So if we do this, let's see what we are seeing up to that particular point. So you see now we have added another background color here. This background color already, you see, is looking very nice, and it is much more darker than the page header here. That's what I wanted to make you understand, that this part here and this part here, this blue, they are both blue colors, but at least one is darker than the other. You realize that these particular items have not been styled yet. So let us now style in the elements inside the navbar div. So this div of navbar, they have elements inside the div, and the elements inside the div is these links. So let us style these links, which are going to act our navigation bar. So styling the meaning that let us have dot navbar a, because those elements there are links, so that we could deal with the a tag. Now let us talk about where to float them. Where do you want to float these items? Let us float them left, on the left hand side. So I'll click there. So secondly, let us look at font family. And font family, I want to inherit the main, so I'm going to inherit from the navbar div, meaning this is what we are going to have down here. Then what else do we want? What is the font size? Let's keep font size at 16px. So font size here, we can have it at 16 pixels. Then let us look at color. What is the color of this particular links? The color should be white. Let me have white. White is good. So after having their white, what else do we need? We need text align. Text align. Within that particular link, text align should be what? I'm going to pick center. That's the best for what we call navigation bar elements. Then the next thing we should look at is padding. Padding. We are going to say the padding. We are going to take what we did before. That is 14px with 16px. So this one will give us the padding from the left and the top. Next, let's look at text decoration. text decoration we have been saying 9, so let's have none, correct. So with this one here, let us now see what we have achieved so far. And if I open this one and I refresh, let's see, you see now we are having the items appearing here very nicely. The items are appearing here very nicely. We have now a navigation bar for home, about, primary, secondary, students, gallery, and contact us page. But there's something here I would want us to do. I would want us to ensure that this, let me put it on the main nav bar here, to ensure that all these text are text transform. So text transform, I'm transforming the text to uppercase, meaning capital letters. Let us see how that appears. If we change all the letters here and this section to be capital, you see the way it appearing. So let's leave it there, it's capital. But we realize that we don't have the hover. If I hover here, the color is not changing. So can we go back and be able to put some hover color to it, so that when I move the mouse on this, we see a color. If we move the mouse on this, we see a different color, like this one here. This color was orange. So you see, if you move here, the change, if I move the mouse over those particular links, the color is changing. So we want to do the same with this one, so that I move here, the color changes. And what I'll do is to actually open another element, that is navbar. This navbar here, it is a, then colon, hover, meaning I'm telling the machine that whenever someone hovers on the links, there should be a background color. So hover color, we want to set it at we want to set hover background color. We want to set hover background color to orange. That's what we have worked with. So hover navbar color, hover background color. So let's have hover background color to be orange. Orange, we put a number of hash. It is here. It is actually here. We have used it before. So if we click this and then we refresh the page, let's see what is happening. You see, if I put there my mouse, the color is changing to indicate that actually the point, a different color. It tells me the link that her mouse is on. This is very important, so that you don't end up clicking a different thing. Now if I come back to here, let us say that on hover, let's say border bottom, where's border bottom? I can say border bottom should be solid. After being solid, let us try if this will work. Let's put a color on the border, then say that color should be probably this one. Let's see if this color is going to appear. If we hover, at least it will appear with some orange and also a small line below. You see that is coming there. This one is coming there, but it's not appearing so beautifully. Let me try to make it a different color. Let me say the color to be probably something to do with, let me change from here, something to do with yes, let's see if this one will appear nicely, so that it doesn't take the background color. So if I put here, you see there's something coming down there. See, that small color is appearing down here. We can use it to make something more beautiful. We can change it to a more appealing color. I'm saying it is not more appealing. So if we make it there, we make it a little let me see. Yeah, let's take it up there. We take it up there. and then we save. Then we save. What will we have here? So yeah, you see some small line is appearing down here to indicate that this thing is working. You see that the gap between this point up and this one is so big. We can reduce the padding here for 16 px. Let's bring it back to 12. If you make it 12 px, how will the size change? So no, that is changing. This one should remain 16. We can make this one. We can make this one 12. The one that changes the top. Okay, see this one. So you see now we have made a navigation page, and this navigation section of the web page is helping, because if I want to see what is it about the school called Academy, I will click about. If I want to see primary, I will click primary. If I want to see secondary, I will click secondary. And if I want to see students, I will click students. Then gallery, I will click gallery. Then I will click here. But you realize that in our web page here, we still do not have these files existing. Especially, we only have one file, which is the home page. So let me just do something here, and we want to just to try what we are actually doing. So let me go back here. Where do we have htdocs? Yes, it's right there. And let's go to Academy. Then inside Academy here, I want to tell you that this Academy file, this index file, it has some items. Actually, I already have added here the links about. We have done all this. These ones already are existing there. So we can create files 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But now these 7 files, I don't have to start creating them again. What I'm going to do is to copy what we have done and simply paste here. So this one I can rename to be about HTML. Then I can paste another one and rename it primary. Then let me have another one rename as secondary. Let's rename another one as secondary. So these ones are just index page, but I'm copying and pasting so that we try what I want to show you. So secondary, here we had something called students is there. Then we had gallery, so let me rename this one to gallery there. Then finally we had contact, the page contact, which was referred to contact us. Let me say contact. It was just contact like that. So you see I've added a number of files here. The files I have here, they are the ones we have put in the navigation bar up here. So it means that if I click this about, it should take me to another file here. But really this file is telling you about, but it is still reading home here. So we can ensure that for every file, let's open all of them. For every file we are going to open here, let's ensure that this is the about. Let's ensure that the title here is reading the same thing. Let's say that this one is also about us. So we have about us. So this file here will tell us that this is about us page on the title section even before you go inside. So you see here will appear about us. Then when we come down here, let's open the next file, and the next file is the one in line is contact. So here we can also change this one here to be contact us. So we are doing well. You see we are doing very, very well. If we come, we can also go here and refresh. After refreshing, let us open our contact us page and see You see, this was now bringing contact us section there. Let us continue doing that, and we can open another file that we have not changed yet, gallery. So in this gallery page, let us write here gallery. Remember, you can write anywhere, you can say our gallery in this section here. Everything will still work appropriate. If you come here and search for gallery here, it will take you to a page called gallery. And then you realize that we can continue doing this for the other remaining files that we have put there. We have index already is existing, so let's go to primary. And primary here also we can check to primary. You can say primary section. Primary section is the name of that file. So in that page, so if I come here and click primary, it will take me to what we call primary section. What about the other one? The other one remaining, we're remaining with secondary. So we can also change here to be secondary and secondary section. Let us add that, secondary section. So secondary section, if we come here and click secondary section, what will we have? Secondary section, you see we are having secondary section there. Then the last one I think is called students. Let us open it and see, this is student here. If we open that student also, let's call it students. Let's say student life. Yes, student life. That means student life in school. How is it? So we are not doing content, but we are just ensuring we program. So the student section here, see, we are getting here student life. Now we have shown how to get navigation bar, but you realize that if I click here and I remove, you cannot tell which page is you are viewing at any time because you don't see a section highlighted. So it's very important that if I click secondary here, and by the time I'm reading this, you can be able to know that this section is what I'm reading, because it will be showing a color that's different from the rest. So we can come here and also add that. We can come here and add that. So in this particular links, I want to add a class, and this class I want to call it active. This class I want to call it class active. So I want to say that class active means active page, the page being viewed at a time. So if I add that particular part there, class active, let me come here to our style.css. In this style here, let me say this navbar here, let me say I add another link because I wanted to have the same color. So I add another link, I add another element, and this one now, this time I'm calling .active. So .active here, it is going to copy or inherit exactly what navbar, the links in the navbar when you hover appears. So if I simplify, if I highlight this, let me just save. I don't know whether that we already saved. Let me save this one and let me highlight. If I click this one, we have added that one in A. If I refresh this one here, and this one is now index page, still is not coming. Let me clear this data. Yeah. So if I clear this, let us see what is happening. Now to this is not coming. Let's go back and check what is happening here. We have said active page. Active page should give me the same thing. Let me see on the page here, index. Oh, did we add it on the index? No, we added it on which page? So let's put index here. This is the index page. Let's say active. class active. So class active. So this, if this is the active page, let us now go back and see. It seems we added it on a different page altogether. So you see it's now coming there. So it means that at this particular point we are viewing the home page. If I click this, I should be able to see the same thing with the that. So let's go to the about page. The about page is here, and also let's come down to it and add. Now we add it on the about, the same link. So we say class active. So when the about page is being viewed, the navigation bar it will show that the about page is being viewed. So if I click here, I should be able to get that. It's not coming yet, so oh, it's now there. It's there. So you see, this one tells me that this is about, you see here, this about here, this is what is active here. So that time you know you are viewing the active page. If you come to the primary section, the same. So we can add this active on each page and each link. So we can say that this is contact. So we can go to contact here and add a class. On that class we call it active. It's an active class for us. So see, let's go to gallery, and in this gallery we add active. No, we add class active. So let's have class. Then we say we leave some space. Say class. So in that class we say active. Active. We save. Then we go to primary. On the primary section, we go where we have primary. Primary is exactly here. So again, we say active, meaning when that page is a class, let's add class. So class active. When that page is being viewed, it will show that it is the page that is active. Let's go to secondary, and in the secondary, let's go to secondary here. Let's say this one is class, and the class here, we make it active, so that when that page is active, it will tell us that we are now viewing a page. Finally, this way we made a mistake. Initially, we put this one, that's why we are not seeing active on the index page. So this is a student page, so we should put active in students. So this one should be active. Active here, no, let's have class. So class, and the class here should be active. You realize that this page may have a problem because we have put capital S here, and I think there we add small s. Let us just check that we add s or small s. See, we add small s here, so the code there could show the page is missing while it is there, but we have made a mistake here. Even secondary here is capital S, but it should be small s. I think all of them or small. It's very important to use small s's or small letters because yeah, all of them are two small letters. So let's come here and refresh and see. If I go to primary page and I click, that primary page should be active like that. If I go to student page, that student page should be the one that's remaining active because that's the page I'm viewing at this particular time. Now if we come to this one, gallery here, the gallery page should remain active. I come here, that one should remain active. Let me clear data so that everything is up to date with us. It's very important to clear data because sometimes the browser stores data, especially from CSS that you have been using. So it means it can tell you something that you have left behind. So if I have here, this one is showing secondary is capital. Let us just go to our code and say, is secondary capital? Okay. It could be capital in different files. So let us just do some changes. Let's ensure that everything is small. For example, here, small s, and here also small s in secondary so that we are more sure. Here also this SS for mistakes, So we add small s to ensure that one time you'll not be having an issue of a file missing, yet the file is there. Here also we have capital S. We can also remove and put everything there as small letters. If I come to contact here, yes, it is existing, so S. And then here also I'll put S. And if I come to about, I think it's the same thing because it was the same page that we copied. So we delete and we put, ensure that everything is small s. And then finally index page, we have s and we have s. So we save. Let's go to the browser, and in the browser now, let us ensure we clear data from this save data in the browser, so that every page, our page, is up to date. So we can clear here, and now we can say everything is okay. I click that one, about page remains active, primary page, secondary page remains active, contacts page, students page, secondary page, gallery page. This is how we create a navigation bar. Now what remains for us is to ensure that within this navigation bar we add a drop down. A drop down, probably, let's say we want to add a drop down here on the secondary section. So the secondary section here will be a drop down menu, where if you hover on it, the menu spreads down here, giving you more options to click from. So let us look at how to ensure we create a drop down. And before that, let us ensure we label our CSS file that we have done. I tell you, labeling is very, very important. So here, let me say here, this was the main page navigation bar, but now in the page navigation bar we can say we are having what we call the nav bar content style, styling for the navigation nav bar section nav bar container. Let me put that nav bar container. That container, let's have that and that. And then let's come here. What do we put here? In this section here, we put in section here, we put in all the links. So all the links are here. Let me just say styling for the links inside the navbar container. And then what did we have here? Here we have said we have style for hover, style for hover over the links inside navbar container, the links, and active page inside the navbar container. That is as far as we have gone. I want now to be able to take us back to here, how to add drop down, or we can say that drop down. Let us look at it in our next lesson.